Once again, Energy Sauce Production Company presents Pittsburgh Poltergeezer Prattle. Today's topic, Los Angeles Angles, or the Angels. Angles and action. Well, hello and welcome back. I never think I have anything else to teach, and then more comes out. The more y'all, like I mentioned before, the more y'all that watch my stuff, the more I learn and the better perspectives I get. Okay, let's get rolling. Once again, the production company's Energy Sauce. Sounds like Enter Jesus. Pittsburgh Poltergeezer Prattle. My name's Mox because I mimic and mock. Feel free to copy and share anything I teach or record and take credit for it as well. Thank you. If you have any questions, see my past videos. Sometimes it might be good to start at the beginning of the videos. And they're all very short. Most of them are only about 10 minutes long because I don't know how to edit. And please consider these teachings, of which I do not author yet speak. It helps enhance the 100th monkey effect in our newly unified fields. Now that the galactic plasmas are reglanding to heaven, and there's some Bible references in there, I'm sure, somewhere. Also, I'm now on X or Twitter. I've been on Rumble. My full works are on Rumble, and I did put them back on YouTube, except for one that was missing that got censored. My full works are not on BitChute. It was too hard to download or upload. Okay. And today's topic, the Angles. I looked up Los Angeles. It means the angels. And these are the angles of incoming plasma flow that I theorize may have made the fires in California worse. So let's take a look here. And then you can recall how we had taught how plasma collection, density, conductivity, etc. had dissolved certain structures, World Trade Center, Jericho, and so on. And those are also in past videos. So today, to restart, plasma ascends to and with magnets. In the last lessons, you've learned that because of the spin of the planet and everything else, pinging and so on, all the plasma that used to be in hell decompressed and ascends outward, and it'll go towards magnets, electric coils, and so on. So let's go into the flow. Think of your planet. The sun rises in the east and comes this way. So waterborne plasma from the Pacific Ocean would be attracted and would go towards that sunlight because it's a gigantic magnet as the sun rises. And then the sun comes across and goes this way. So then you would assume that pulls the plasma back this way as well. But however, I've been taught in the past that there's a shelf that hangs out over the water. So think of it would collect underneath there when it's going for the sunrise, and then does it come back out? Or is it like a drawer or a stash of plasma, probably mostly ocean water borne? So you've got a flow coming this way, and then some coming back, and then you got a flow coming this way. Flow from the south from the flow of the magnetosphere and its velocity and convection stream. So typically you would have water going southward, as was reestablished by your President Trump, and that gives the plasma a smooth surface to flow northward. So there's equilibrium down in this corner here. And it was mentioned that if you have a lot of brush on the ground, it accelerates your fires, your forest fires. And that's because the plasma lingers in all those branches. As we mentioned before, pachysandra, Japanese knotweed, things like that will retain it on the ground more so. And it's harder to flow. It prefers a smooth surface, we shall say. And then the trees, much like the World Trade Center did, collect the plasma and actually densify it or compact it against, let's say, the tree. so that it maintains its equilibrium in the plasma field. And I think we'll mention later on why maybe the trees didn't burn like you thought they might, and some other weird things burned. So let's try to get back to this. So you got plasma coming up this way from the South Pole, magnetism, and then you got plasma going this way, that's heading towards the sun and back. So you get this stash under here, and that's where they mention the kazoo ledge or a kazoo shelf. That gets underneath there. Let's say the ones who wicked from beneath had a stash under here that they would wick up from, say to manipulate or influence people in Hollywood or from Hollywood. They would wick that up, but because some get stuck under there, it's going to expand and contract and vibrate and change frequencies, etc. So it's going to cause chaos on the surface, not just under the surface, in and around the water. So let's continue. So if it's flowing up like this, if you have brush here and no water, you're going to have a big clog of northward plasma flow, and that's going to cause what we call molecule composting to the point of ignition and electron overwash. You know, most electrons colliding together like they didn't have enough room. I think I got everything on that. I'm trying to go a little slower today because it's a shorter lesson, I hope. And plasma flow specifics, as we mentioned before, it will rise out of the planet for several reasons and follow the magnetic flow and other magnets that are moving, or collect around a magnet that's still. Let's say toroidal field rather than magnet. That way you know everything's a magnet. Smooth surface conductivity, we mentioned that with the Trump Tower, water surface, so on. It flows and conducts better on smooth surfaces. And it's drawn to the sun magnet, we mentioned that. And the magnet flow convection stream of the magnetosphere pulls it northward and then into the planet, and probably in various places along the planet as well. But we will say primarily in what's labeled north. And if you don't have water flowing where it used to, you're going to have clogs in the plasma flow, like we mentioned on the diagram in the picture. And ground clutter stores it. We mentioned that already. And tree will grab it because of the magnetism of the tree's toroidal field, and it will clean it. It will induce a higher frequency as the CO2 GANs, carbon dioxide gas at nanosolid status within the leaves that can come out because it's so small. It erupts. It has a violent explosion, kind of like a mini supernova when it goes from solid to gas. And that will knock out what you would call a fungus, a virus, and so on. And then it will retune, make it to the tree's frequency, a higher frequency, not the negative frequency of what we used to call hell or subterra of Earth. And then the trees will cause what I call a H2O fire break, CO2 GANs. That's kind of what I was saying before. That might be why your tree's leaves didn't catch on fire in California. That gas is coming out and rupturing with such violence. It stops what I call the H-bomb effect, where it breaks the water molecule into hydrogen, oxygen. The hydrogen lights take on the oxygen, it's water again, and then it breaks apart again. It keeps going faster because more electrons are getting pulled in. All that heat's trapped in plasma and air from a distance. Okay, and why is all this happening? Because your galaxy is reglanding. The Bible people probably talk of that. Living water is coming back down to Earth, they call heaven. That's very highly communicative because of its density and electron exchange rate. Yeah, and that's why some of the fires, floods, etc., earthquakes, cracks, we went over that in past videos. How I mentioned molecule composting to the point where it catches on fire, and then, you know, regular fires may start even easier if you got a pyro or something. Electron crowd chaos. The electrons get all crowded in there, and there's so much chaos that freezes them up. It's too crowded, and that's what causes the molecules to break apart. I call that a H2O ping pong reaction, where it's water, then hydrogen, oxygen, water, hydrogen, oxygen, back and forth. And these things will cling to coils, let's say copper coils, electromagnets. And maybe you could look at your cars to see if, and that's why they melted or got so incredibly hot. Things with wires or metal with copper coils in them for motors and whatnot. The free electrons in great excess cause a lot of that. It's what causes a lot of, and then just your regular combustibles, like twigs and whatnot. And I'd like to say thanks to firefighter number 27, Corey Comparatori. I hope I pronounced that right, and all responders. The Canavero and his family, Commander-in-Chief. Temple Grandin, the tears of relief I got from your assistance with merciful management of bovine creatures in slaughterhouses. I don't know why the word laughter is in slaughter. Thanks for the comic relief. And covert template servers, or server ferrets that are finding covert templating servers that put forth illusory information in your electronic devices on your internet. And all you that don't know you authored this stuff. Holy cow, I cut it right on time. We sure love y'all. Thanks for watching. Mark loves you too.